day, lovely people. Good day, lovely people. This is Tomiko. It's Tomiko again. It's Tomiko, social worker. I just wanted to check in. I hope you are doing well. I know we haven't spoken in a couple of weeks, and so I wanted to check in and make sure you're doing okay. All right. All right. Listen, I got my two friends here. I'm just hanging out with Eminem. Many. But listen, I had a short topic that I wanted to talk about. My topic today is do it in the midst. Do it in the midst. MIDST. Do it in the midst. I'm talking about doing something while you're in between. Doing something while stuff is still going on. Still do it. Do it in the midst. And little that you know, we've been doing things in the midst all the time. And we probably just don't realize it, right? So I like examples. I like things to come alive. So let's talk about some examples that I can think of. All right, so one example, let's say that we need to deposit a check in the bank, or we need to deposit some money in the bank, right? And so have you ever just drove to the bank, right? You was heading somewhere, heading home or heading to an appointment, and you need to deposit this check in the bank real quick. And so you really didn't park your car in the right spot, but you parked your car right real quick, ran to the bank and came back out. So now that's an example of the midst. So because while you was on your way to your appointment, right, you had to stop. You had to make a short stop real quick. You did something real quick. You took care of what you needed to take care of. And I was amidst of going home. I needed to stop at the bank real quick before it closed. I jumped out of my car. I deposited a check. I ran back out before I can get a ticket, right? Okay, so that is the central point. That is the central point of doing something in the midst, doing something in the middle of, doing something in the midst. The second example I have, let's just say you was having a conversation, right? And so you having a conversation, right? And so you talking to one person here, you talking to one person here, you got this one trying to, you got this one here trying to tap you on your shoulder. He want to know, if he can stay right there. He want to know if he can get your attention here. He want to know if he can get your attention. So when you're like, listen, hey, give me 1 minute. Can I talk to you later? Okay, I'm going to call you later. I'm going to call you later, right? Okay, so that's the second thing when you do something in the midst. Because while you was talking to one person and you're trying to finish this conversation, you had to make a brief, but you had to make a quick stop. You had to make a quick stop to answer this person, to tell this person that you're going to talk to him or her. You're going to talk to him later, right? Doing something in the midst while you are in the middle of. You ever had a conversation on the phone and you was talking to somebody and someone is trying to click over, and now that call that's clicking over, you've been waiting for this call. You've been waiting for this call. You never said to the person you was talking to, you know what, I've been waiting for this call. I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you back. I gotta answer this real quick. I don't want to miss this call. I'm gonna call you back. Right. And so you did something in the midst. MIDST. Doing something in the midst. Doing something in the midst while you are in the middle of, while you are in between. Doing something in the midst. It is so important for us to continue despite of what's going on. For us to continue. And now the good thing is that when we do something in our midst, that we're more focused, right? It appears to be that we are more focused because we know what we need to do. I done gave 3 examples. We needed to deposit a check, right? We needed to tell the other person that we couldn't talk right now. We're gonna call them back. And we needed to get off that phone call because we've been waiting for a call practically all day, whoever's clicking over, right? And so we are doing something in the midst of, So basically, I'm encouraging you that while you have so many things going on, while you are in between, while you are in the middle, that you still do something. Because you know why? A, we're more focused. B, we're going to get it done. I'm encouraging you to basically to continue to work your purpose at the moment. Work your purpose at the moment. The key word is at the moment. So we can sit there and we can say, so what's my purpose of whatever being? What is my purpose in life? We're not making it that broad. I'm narrowing it down and I'm saying work your purpose at that moment. How do you know what's the purpose at that moment? You want to know when you're in the midst of something what you need to do at that moment. That's it. You know, another example, you ever had a child at school age, you had to go get your child, right, in school. You didn't fully park. You sat there. You stopped the car, you ran to school, you ran to daycare, you told that child to come on, child trying to zipper up their coat, trying to zip up their book bag. You like, come on, we do this in the car, we do this in the car. Your central point is to pick up the child and to bring the child in the car so you can go home or whatever you need to go. And so when you do things in the midst, M-I-D-S-T, you are more focused of what you need to do at that point. You are more focused on your purpose at that point. Because when you sit there and you have a goal to meet and you're thinking about it, you're going to talk yourself out of it, or you might get discouraged because it's not pressing at that moment. It is not pressing at that moment. So you say, hey, let me think about it. Then, you get discouraged and say, no, forget it. I don't want to do it. And so when you do something in the midst, like, okay, so let's give an example. If you need to say a speech before people, you had a meeting, you have a meeting with this person, you need to say a speech. You're not at your best. You're really not at your best. You're between overwhelmed and drained. You are between overwhelmed and drained. You are between, listen, I am really drained. I got this low energy. I'm really not feeling it, right now, but I have this meeting with these people, and you are between overwhelmed that there's so much on your plate and that you really can't handle anything much more. You feeling that, listen, I can't take too much more. I got a lot of things that I'm juggling. And so I'm between overwhelmed and drained. And so here I'm supposed to meet with, these body of people. I'm supposed to meet with these people and I'm supposed to give a speech. Well, at that time, when you give your speech, when you have that little energy, remember between overwhelmed and drained, you sometimes have a little energy because you are focusing on that main point, right? And so you sometimes, when you do have that burst of energy, when you do catch that second wind, that's when you do it. You say your speech, you say what you have to say, you put back out to restore yourself. That's what it is. So what you usually do in 3 hours, you might need to cut it down an hour and a half. You might need to cut it down in 1 hour. These are not times for questions and answers. You might say, hey, I'm going to come back. Someone will come back. We'll, discuss questions and answers at a later time. Jot down your questions. We'll come back and do it. But the main thing is that you continue to do what you need to do in the midst, while you are in between, while you are at the center, while you are in the middle, but you still have stuff to do. Why? Because you are more focused. It appears to be sometimes that you are more focused and you're more likely to get it done because it is necessary at that time. And so I encourage you to work your purpose at the moment. You are so focused on the purpose of going to the bank to deposit that check, the purpose of answering that phone call, the purpose of picking up that school-age child. You know the purpose, you need to get it done, you need to get it done now, and it cannot wait. And so that's why it's so imperative to continue to do things in the midst. That is my take on today. Do things in the midst. Do what you need to do. Pull back out to restore, because you are already caught in between overwhelmed and drained. And if you do too much, sometimes it might take extra time to recover. And so if you do it in the midst, you focus on that purpose, you get that purpose done, you pull back out. do it in the midst. And so before I go, I just wanted to say, while you're in the midst of working your purpose for that moment, don't forget, please don't forget to take care of yourself and each other. And so we'll talk soon. Bye for now.